Hey everybody, it's Brennan. Thanks for tuning in to another product review video. Don't mind the mess behind me. I am doing some pretty significant rearrangement in here and just don't have room for a lot of stuff, so this is pretty much my locker for now. But anyway, a company called Whitesand Audio reached out to me a little bit ago and wanted me to review one of their products, which is a double wireless microphone set. More specifically, the WSM300 microphone. So this looks very similar to a lot of the other wireless microphone sets that I've reviewed in the past, if you've seen those. If not, scour my channel and you'll find plenty of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. They asked me to get it via Amazon, so that's exactly what I did. We'll open it up and we'll see if it looks like what I just showed you. Looks like it was already opened before it arrived to me. Like the tape was just loosely kind of put back on the box. Maybe they thought it was a bomb or something. Alright, so that looks pretty similar. Yeah, that looks like the thing. WSM300 dual wireless microphone system by Whitesand. Specifications: it uses UHF frequency. The frequency range is between 530 and 580 megahertz. Claims to have low distortion, good frequency response. I'm just curious about the range. What does the range look like? 200 feet or 60 meters of long-range operation. We'll see about that. So let's open this up. Like a lot of the boxes that have come in the other wireless systems that I've reviewed, it has a little handheld, has a little handle here for easy carrying. How the hell do I open this? A nice little boxy box. Very well packaged, I will say. We have a manual, and as I've stated in my previous product reviews for microphones, I'm pretty sure I know how to use a wireless microphone, but much appreciated. You got 2 sets of AA batteries that come with it, I assume for each of the microphones. Very well packaging, so we'll just kind of start opening things one at a time. We'll start with the accessories. You have a 1/4 inch cable here with a 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch adapter, which is also mono. I'm assuming that is to connect the receiver to your audio interface. These come pretty standard with a lot of your wireless systems. Power supply, more specifically a 13.5 volt power supply, drawing about 600 milliamps. And then we have the system itself, which we'll start with the receiver. Like the feel of this textured packaging, it's very nice. That's a pretty lightweight receiver. This is pretty much a standard microphone receiver. You have 2 XLR outputs, one for each microphone, and then you have a 1/4 inch female out jack that has a combination of both microphone outputs. The right of that, well, my right, your left, there's the power jack. The knobs turn very fine, you feel very good. Got a momentary switch for your power button. We'll power this up here in a little bit. And you have the microphones, 2 of them. Plastic enclosure for the microphones. You have 2 buttons. I don't know if I can pick it up, but on this side you have a power button, and then on the left side you have a set button, which I'm assuming is to change the channel that the microphones broadcast on. Coming underneath here is where you keep your batteries, and that is indeed the case. And again, just like the receiver, both of these microphones are pretty lightweight. What's the coil look like? And that's a pretty standard coil that I see on a lot of other karaoke type microphones. Jeez, does this screw back on? There we go. Alright. Now let's proceed to put these batteries into the microphone. Okay. I don't know if we push or press or hold down on the power buttons, but we'll find out. Press these at the same time. you just push. All right. So we got one set to 553.7 megahertz, with the other one set to 570.6. Both of them have a battery meter on it. Not sure if that ever goes down or if that's just kind of stuck there. A lot of the microphones that I have reviewed in the past, a lot of their LCD displays are kind of just stuck on whatever it is that shows. But we'll see if we can change the channels here. And it seems you can. It just kind of goes up the list of channels. And how many channels? It looks like you got a total of 30 channels. That's neato. So I'll turn off one of them because I only need one. Now let's hook up the interface and power it up. And before we get to reviewing the audio portion of the wireless microphone set, there is something that I noticed that I wanted to point out relative to one of the last product reviews that I've done to microphone systems. And I'll just explain it with demonstration. This is the Whitesand WSM300. This is the one that I am getting ready to review now. And this is the Arvomic ARWM-300 that I reviewed a little bit of time ago. Let's start from the left side and do some comparison here. Now you see that other than the knob, that it's pretty much the exact same, especially with the design on where the logo is. That little extruded part of the enclosure. The dots around the knob are identical. The screen sizes are the exact same. And then on the right side you have the same exact extruded part of the enclosure. The same exact power button. And even the power labels on both have the same exact knobs, including the volume control labels. But you definitely know that it's the exact same enclosure. Let me flip it to the back, because let's get the antennas out of the way here. And you can see that everything is identical. Every single thing is identical on the back of these enclosures, for the exception of very minor things, where on the Arvomic you have this, I'm assuming is an inspection sticker, and then you have this quality check pass sticker here. Then you also have this label on the bottom of the Arvomic that says designed in the USA, made in China. You don't get that here, but everything is identical about this, even down to the screw placements on the enclosure and everything. And if I really wanted to go the extra mile and open up this enclosure and take a look at the circuit boards, I can almost bet money that the PCBs are probably identical as well. So if I had to go on a limb here, I would have to say that Arvomic and Whitesand are probably not, that kind of outsource their product and throw their own label on it and sell it as is. And as a matter of fact, let me set these to the side. Let's compare microphones from Arvomic and Whitesand. Here we got Whitesand WSM300 microphone. Let's pick up the blue Arvomic microphone, and you would see that these are identical. And again, if I wanted to be a betting man, I could say that their coils are probably identical, which they are. Let's look at the screens. So this is the Arvomic. We got a yellowish, orangish looking screen. And then on the Whitesand, we actually have what looks to be an identical looking screen, almost. I mean, I'm sure it's ever so slightly different, but the controls are pretty much the same. It shows the frequency. And then when buttons haven't been pushed for a little bit of time on both microphones, the only thing that shows is the battery meter, which, like I said earlier, I don't know if that actually is reading the battery level or if it's kind of just a static full battery charge, just to make it look aesthetically pleasing. But other than that, the power buttons are the exact same, the set buttons are the exact same, coils are the exact same. Technically, I'm doing a second review of the same product with just a different name on it. But for the sake of the review, I will still listen to the microphone just to see if I still get good quality and good range. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so I got the Whitesand receiver right here, and I made sure of that because this and the Arvamic model are easy to get mixed up with. I got the power supply that came with it. I'm going to crack this bad boy open. Probably not the best way to take the bread tie off, but hey, it's alright. So I will plug this into the back of the receiver. I'll give it some power. Alright. And then I will turn it on. I will say that one thing I do remember from the Arvamic review is that the screen, I think the screen was different than what this one is. It's kind of hard to tell on camera here, but I can tell here that, I'll get a little bit closer here. You can tell here, it's a little blurry on camera, but these displays have a little signal icons here. I guess they're supposed to indicate to the user like how good the signal is from to and from the microphone, from the receiver. My microphones are not on, but these are showing full bars. It says mute here. I don't know. Does something change when I turn on a microphone? Alright, so it does show something. So when they're off, then there's a mute display that lights up here. I have the volume all the way down, but maybe this is just showing the strength of the signal coming in. I'm not too savvy when it comes to radio communication, but it looks like that it's coming in fine. And we'll turn on the other microphone just to make sure that. Alright, the mute icon has went down as well. I'm talking into the other microphone now. And of course you don't hear the audio yet, but we will hear the audio together. And now I have both microphones up to my mouth, and everything looks like it's being received just fine. So I'm going to plug the 1/4-inch cable that came with the microphone set into the back of the receiver and into an input on my audio interface, and we will see what it sounds like. Okay, you know what? Scratch that with the stock one because it doesn't reach from the receiver to my interface, which is like maybe 4 or 5 feet away. So we're gonna use this nice little guitar cable that goes from the mix out port on the back into one of the channels of my Focusrite audio interface. Alright, so I have one of the microphones for the wireless microphone system. We're just gonna turn these things on, and then we will be able to hear the sound that comes out of it. Now I will switch the audio from the condenser mic that's just beside the camera to the audio that is on this microphone.
Starting right now. And, okay, we are hearing the audio from the microphone now on the Whitesand microphone. And yeah, it is coming through fairly clear. It sounds honestly just like almost every other wireless microphone that I've used. Did hear a little zip of interference from something, or that may have just been something on my computer's end. I guess I'll find out in post if that recorded, then have nothing to complain about. I mean, it is a wireless microphone, not even $100, and it works just fine. The mouth guard for the microphone seems to protect the coil from a lot of P's and F's. Yeah, I have nothing to complain. It's a wireless microphone system for $60 some odd, and it's sounding pretty good. Let me get the other microphone next to it so we can kind of compare, just to make sure we can confirm that 2 microphones run just fine. This is the microphone that I started off with, and now this is the other one. I have the volume set pretty equal for the most part, and everything sounds pretty similar, the same. I mean, if I was blindfolding someone and having them listening to both of the microphones at the same time, I would imagine that they wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But anyway, now that we know that they work, let's do a distance test. So I'm going to grab the camera, take one of these microphones outside, and test to see how far they can go. Alright, I got my wireless pack here, so let's go outside and see exactly how far we can get. Just for reference, on the other side of this door here is a mattress covering the whole door, and then there is the clear view to the receiver. So we're just going to keep walking away. I got my back to the door. We're still going. We're still going. Still going. So we're going to walk this way. Actually, we're going to walk down the road. Oh, there. Now it's cutting out. Alright, so we are probably a solid, honestly, we're about 30 meters away from the receiver, so if you're just a local band playing on a small stage, I highly doubt you're going to be anywhere near 30 meters away from your wireless gear. But at the same time, even if you are 30 meters away from the receiver, as long as you have a clear line of sight with your microphone to your receiver, I think you should be fine. But then again, I don't know, I haven't used any of these microphones in a live setting yet. Actually, I lied. There was one a couple years back where I actually produced a live stream for a benefit concert that my band was playing at, and one of the microphone systems that I reviewed was actually used in our performance, and I observed the entire live stream, and nothing cut out, so everything worked just fine. But as far as the quality of everything, like I said, the quality in the microphone, the quality in the audio is more than fine. The quality in the microphones themselves, I mean, they're lightweight, the plastic enclosure, and like I said, if you're using this for karaoke or a local show or anything like that, yeah, I got nothing to complain about. This is just as good as any of the other wireless microphone sets that I've used. And honestly, depending on your needs and wants for a live performance, a live show, or if you're just doing something like stand-up, or you're doing a conference or whatever, you honestly don't need like several $100 systems. You can do much with these systems that are not even $100. But I will say the only thing I have to complain about is that this system that I'm interviewing today is a carbon copy of the Arvomic wireless microphone system that I did a handful of months back. But honestly, both of them work either way. You know, they're essentially the same interface, but hey, it works. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Whitesand dual wireless microphone system. And if you would like to purchase this system yourself, then I have the link to purchase this microphone system in the description below. And I know that this is the first video in like a year that I've posted, and it's a product review of all things, but things have been busy. But hopefully things can pick back up here soon. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.